Hey, Garrett here with Tenero. Did you know the government is buying crypto? I'm here with my favorite crypto expert, Economic Ninja, and he's here to tell us what's going on.
You can call me Ninja for short.
Ninja. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. I just got to save you a couple words. The government's actively pursuing cryptocurrency right now, and it's not just Bitcoin. It's things like XRP, Ethereum. I believe Tron is now being added to the list, and it's happening so fast, it's scary. You know, one of the things that blew me away just recently when President Trump took office, right before that, World Liberty Financial came out. Mm-hmm. And I know it's the Trump's own World Liberty, and I think it's incredible. But I never would have thought, if you would have asked me throughout any of my, 8-year, 10-year with cryptocurrency and working in that space and owning companies that deal with that, I would never have thought that I would have seen a sitting president talking about it like actively and saying, I'm buying it. Yeah. Or come out with a meme coin.
Yeah.
I still am blown away that that's even really happening. You know what I mean? I don't own it, but people want to buy it. And then what's interesting, what did the group or the company that sold that meme coin, they've got multiples now. It's like everyone in the family's got their own meme coin. What did they do with the money? They bought crypto with it.
Interesting.
And you're like, okay, why aren't more people diving in, learning about cryptocurrency right now? Sure, it's trending, but most people don't own it. They've heard about it. Everyone's heard about it now.
Right.
But still, by and large, I want to say we're at less than, 9% of the world's population owns any. And we're talking with a national savings rate average of $500. I don't think that the amount of crypto they own is very much.
Right. Yeah. Right. So it's interesting that the country's leaders are all buying crypto.
Yep.
And is the government itself, the Fed, buying crypto?
So it's an interesting story. They're not actively opening buying right now. What they're doing is first off, they said, all the crypto we seize from Silk Road and all that stuff, we're not going to sell any more of that. But what's really interesting is right before Trump came in, they sold a bunch of it because they knew what he wanted to do. And he wants to be the leader he wants America first, right?
Yeah.
And we all want that, I think.
Yeah.
If you don't, I guess there's another country you can go to. But my point being is that this is such an insane, incredible technology. It's a truth machine, right? Blockchain tech. They want to own it. So what's happening is we have world leaders all of a sudden talking about it. Then we've got our national leaders talking and buying it. Actively on social media, you'll see all of the heads of the cabinet. Oh yeah, I own it. And I think what's happening is they're leading by example. And the truth is, just like what's been proven with Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, is if you just buy enough Bitcoin, the price goes up because there's less Bitcoin out there because there's only so much out there. And once the hype goes, and we go through these ebbs and flows and these cycles, but that's easy to create. I've done it myself, I've been doing this for so long. And there's actively the largest funds in the world buying it and manipulating it so that they could buy more. And then one day you'll just figure out, oh, it's all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a finite amount.
Yep.
And they've finished mining. They call creating the coins mining.
Yep.
And there's a finite amount that runs out in 2140?
Something like that.
Something like that.
I don't even pay. I just literally think about
100 years off.
Yeah.
But it's a finite amount.
Yep.
Whereas the government is printing money and we don't even know how much is out there.
That's right.
So there's a control on Bitcoin.
Well, it's interesting you talk about the finite amount because let's talk about that because every halvening, what happens is the mining block rewards get cut in half. Mm-hmm. Well, on top of that, have you ever seen your electricity bill ever go down?
Never.
It's weird. It's like you could go look at the futures on the stock market and they're doing this and this, but you're like, my bill doesn't seem to go down because what happens when the cost of electricity goes down, because let's say the economy goes into a grinding slowdown, it never goes into a halt. What do? They turn around and they go, oh, there's a new fee or a new tax, or we know what the people will pay, right? So they're going to always pay. So what happens with crypto and mining, the costs are always going to go up. Now, there's times in a crypto cycle where it doesn't behoove a miner to keep all of his rigs running because electricity gets too overinflated. Right. So they slow down. But then what's the knee-jerk reaction? As they slow down, block rewards aren't going as fast. Transaction costs get more expensive. So then the crypto ends up getting more expensive. And then the miners turn their fans back on, essentially their rigs.
So there's volatility here, but in your course, you let people understand how they can take advantage of the volatility.
Totally. I mean, there's volatility in everything, in stocks, housing. I mean, we all, if you're old as me or an older, you remember the housing crash of the early 80s based on the inflation rate and interest rates. Now, back then, the average home in California was like $25,000 to $40,000, right? Okay, so it crashed back, 30, 40, 50% in some metropolitan areas in California. Well, now the average price in California is over $1 million, I believe.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So now you look back and you're like, well, what's that volatility look like? It's the same with stocks. So any emerging technology or investment will have volatility all throughout its cycle, but it seems to mellow out over time the more expensive it gets because there's more adoption. And that's what we're looking at. The government is now actively figuring out ways that it can legally buy Bitcoin. And when I say legally, it's because they can't just print US dollars to buy crypto. What would happen to the value of the dollar? Fall, right?
It already has.
That's true. But that's what's sad. Most people don't see that because the DXY, the Dixie, which is a measure of, a basket of currencies with the dollar being valued against them, always seems to be the strong number because all the other currencies are basket case, pardon the pun, but the dollar is too.
Yeah.
So that's what's sad. The only way most people can see, and thank heavens for inflation, because if we didn't have inflation right now, people wouldn't understand that the dollar is essentially the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
The little man in a green.
Don't ask what's behind the curtain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what the book was written about.
Yeah.
So the Fed knows that their time is limited because all central banks' time is limited, right? Just like MCI WorldCom's time was limited, but it was the biggest, right?
Right.
All these big companies that come and go, central banks come and go, empires come and go. But what's scary is for the first time in recorded history, there is a currency that is backed through a consensus ledger system that is not controlled by a bank or a government. And that scares the piss out of governments.
Right.
So what do governments do when they're scared? They either go to war or they buy it all up. That's it.
Yeah.
And so now you've got the government actively trying to figure out how do we buy up the Bitcoin. And the president's plan right now is essentially to buy up 5% of all the Bitcoin on Earth. That's his plan.
Has that been announced?
Oh yeah, it was announced during it was the 30 days of when him getting into office, but he's getting so much pushback, right?
Yeah.
So I believe it's going to happen. You already have other countries actively mining crypto, allowing their people to mine crypto.
Right.
Where when I was starting out, it was very hard. As a matter of fact, to this day, maybe we should do an episode on staking, and because staking is the new bond market.
Okay.
Most people don't understand that. What causes cryptos to go up and down in value now are liquidity and rate of return, where most people can't get a rate of return anymore out of the stock market.
Right.
You don't see dividend paying stocks anymore. So that might be something we want to talk to you too, but yeah.
Well, good. Let's talk about that in another episode.
Yeah.
But people should consider taking your course because there's so much to know here and there's so much opportunity here.
Yeah, and truth be told, if you're watching Tenero, Garrett and I have worked on a couple of different lessons, or a handful of lessons in a couple of different courses that we put together an entire package for. So if you want to see that, I'm sure you'll put a link down below. But it's literally from A to Z, zero to hero, the Bitcoin 101 course all the way to DeFi Pro, and I think a couple of our courses that we've worked together are right in the middle, the legal parts of it, which are very important.
Really got to protect those crypto assets. Like anything else, you got to protect it.
Well, as a matter of fact, we'll do probably something on my channel, but when I called you at first, I'm like, hey, what about this crypto LLC? It hadn't been thought of.
Right.
And so you trailblazed that.
You're the
I gave you the idea.
Yeah,
I gave you the idea. I'm just the idea man. But it's so important and changed so many people's lives because not only, hey, I'm already investing in crypto, I can protect it and I can start a business around it. Like I can get some legal tax write-offs.
Right.
Like absolutely you can. And so that's a really cool thing too. So
great.
We'll save that one for my channel.
Okay, that sounds good.
Cool.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We're going to have more great episodes with Ninja.